The NFL Today on CBS is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
And welcome back to the NFL Today, folks. We'll see you later at 4:25 Eastern. That for the big Chiefs and Broncos showdown. But right now, we take you out to the sights and sounds of the game between the Buccaneers and the Bills. Let's throw it out to Orchard Park with our announcers, Ian Eagle, J.J. Watt, and Evan Washburn.
JB, it's the final year for Highmark Stadium as the home of the Bills, and the team is trying to rebound from a disconcerting loss last week. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers are in Western New York today, looking to get back on track themselves. Josh Allen and company started the season 4-0, but have dropped 3 of their last 5 games. As we welcome you to the broadcast booth. Hi, everybody. Ian Eagle, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. J.J. Watt, Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. Sky-high expectations for this Buffalo organization. The question, did last week's loss in Miami, does it serve as a wake-up call for this team?
Yeah, I think in talking to them this week, it certainly did. Sean McDermott said we walked in there and acted like we could just show up and win a football game. And the key to this week, he said, has been all about back to basics. Specifically on offense, it's about finding a rhythm. They scored 0 points in the first half last week. And Josh Allen and this offense want to get into a rhythm early with some quick completions. They have the #1 rushing attack in the NFL. They want to lean on that and get this wide receiver core involved.
A lot of injury updates. Let's get more from Evan.
Yeah, and speaking of the wide receiver core, at least pass-catching core, they're going to be down arguably their most dynamic pass catcher in Dalton Kincaid. The tight end's out with a hamstring. And the shakeoff does not end there. Keon Coleman, he's a healthy scratch for the first time in his career. So in steps the old staple, and Gabe Davis, he'll be elevated for the practice squad for the first time this season. As for the Bucs, it's another week without Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin.
And Evan, this Tampa Bay team has won 4 straight NFC South titles. They lead the division once again. And right now, they're just working through a bunch of those injuries that Evan alluded to.
Yeah, but they have a gritty quarterback who's worked through injuries of his own and knows how to handle this offense and has been doing it so well. Baker Mayfield has 5 games with 2 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions this year, which is tied for most in the NFL. And most importantly, he's got a receiver in Emeka Egbuka who he can throw it to at any time and can catch any ball.
Right now, let's take a look at who brings it home, presented by Wayfair.
The keys to the game for both of these teams: Tampa Bay offense wants to take advantage of that poor Buffalo run defense, and then on defense, they want to unsettle Josh Allen early. For the Bills, we talked about it. Get Josh Allen into a rhythm, and on defense, stop the running game, cover Emeka Egbuka.
It's the Buccaneers and Bills, the 14th all-time meeting. Both teams in bounce-back mode following Week 10 losses. Countdown to kickoff continues from Orchard Park right here on CBS. The NFL on CBS brings us to Orchard Park, New York. Getting you ready for the Buccaneers and the Bills. Bills Mafia is ready. The opening kick is next. Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers, a 1.5 lead in the NFC South at 6-3. Meanwhile, Sean McDermott and the Bills, they trailed the Patriots, who just keep on winning. 39 degrees. Feels like 26 because of the winds that are whipping here in Western New York. We expect that to be a factor throughout the afternoon.
Clearly trying to take advantage of a Bills run defense that has not been great this season.
So their vision was to have Bucky Irving, of course, as the lead back, and then work in White when needed. A little bit of Sean Tucker. It's been more of White and Tucker than they anticipated.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walmart Black Friday deals. Shop online now. State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Taco Bell.
NFL Today update. Let's go to New York and Adam Schein.
Ian, JJ, interim coach bump in New York. Former Bills running back Devin Singletary puts the Giants on the board. His first touchdown of the year. 7-0 New York over Green Bay. Back to you.
Play. Tackle made by Tyke Smith. So in the 6 wins, Buffalo 1 giveaway. In the 3 losses, 8 turnovers. Tampa Bay's defense, 5 games with multiple takeaways, tied for most in the NFL.
Yeah, and you look at that and you say, is that 1 giveaway per game? No, they only gave the ball away once in all 6 of their wins, and 8 times in those 3 losses. And obviously today, takeaways already starting to be a story.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon, the best 5G network. There's only one best. And by Bud Light. If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride.
Landman is back, starring Billy Bob Thornton with Demi Moore, Andy Garcia, and Sam Elliott. Don't miss Landman Season 2, now streaming only on Paramount Plus. Jordan Poyer, 4-yard gain on forward progress. If you go bigger picture, defending the dirt, 25-3 record regular season since 2022. The point differential, turnover differential, sack difference, that's ones right down the line.
Yeah, and they do an unbelievable job here at home. Obviously, Bills Mafia, an incredible fan base, gets loud, gets into it, knows the game so well. They are very, very comfortable here.
Hey.
And we asked Baker about having 8 offensive coordinators in 8 years. It can't be easy. We said, is there any animosity about it? Is there any jealousy of these quarterbacks that get to have 1 or 2? And he said, I've learned something from everyone. I've seen everything along the way, but if you ask me, is there a little jealousy? Yeah, there might be a little jealousy.
He's a very honest, straightforward dude.
Yeah.
First quarter numbers, we've seen more of the Tampa Bay offense than we've seen of the Buffalo offense, but the long kickoff return helps set up the Bills. The Bills cash in, and they lead the Buccaneers 7-3. Tampa Bay, though, back here in Orchard Park, it's time to slime. Need to get a little warmer on a cold day? Hey, put the slime hat on. That's bonus coverage, even if you're a Buccaneers fan, amidst all Buffalo fans.
Has to be some good insulation from the slime.
No doubt. The 30-yard line. Baker Mayfield, he has helped keep this Buccaneers team afloat, losing big-time playmakers at various points of the season, but the reinforcements have been there. Maybe not necessarily how they expected it to be in Week 11, but the hope is that they are getting healthier and that they're going to have all 3 of those players back at some point. The Evans part still obviously a question mark in regards to the schedule. 6. NFL Today update. Back to Adam Schein.
Ian, JJ, Bijan Robinson now has a couple of rushing touchdowns today. Good NFC South battle in Atlanta. 13-7 Falcons leading the Panthers. Back to you.
And obviously a game that affects the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that NFC South.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Burger King. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Charles Schwab. Own your tomorrow. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
In our ongoing pursuit to give you a taste of the city that we're in, the Edward M. Cotter Fireboat celebrated its 125th anniversary yesterday. Josh Allen, that was some vintage stuff. 5 of his last 8. Allen converting on the long touchdown pass to Shavers.
And they lose Shavers behind him, and Josh Allen's able to make something happen when he elongates the play like that. let's take a look at this. Last week against Miami in the first half, 0 points, 0 for 6 on third down, only 90 total yards. Much different story already here today.
49. Nick Jackson on special teams giving chase. Well, crashing the party, the Bills' rush defense this season, it's been bad.
Yeah, 147.6 yards per game, third worst, 14 rushing touchdowns, tied for second worst, 5.5 yards per rush, second highest in the NFL. And you saw those guys, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, Achane, had a lot of success. And here today, the Buccaneers also having success.
What were we cooking on that cartoon barbecue? That actually intrigued me.
Beef on weck, I believe.
I think you might be right. Long NFL Today update. Back to the Big Apple and Adam Shine.
Iron going into today, the 3 AFC wildcard teams, the Jags, Chargers, and the Bills. Travis Etienne takes a direct snap in right here. 14-6 Jacksonville leading the Chargers. Back to you.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Modelo, the mark of a fighter, and by Applebee's, the official grill and bar sponsor of the NFL.
The 60-year anniversary of the Bills' 1965 AFL Championship. Paul McGuire, part of that team that beat the San Diego Chargers 23-0. Paul, great guy, terrific broadcaster, and just super to see him out here at Highmark. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Nate, Matt Ryan, Coach Cowher, live in Denver. All the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. And it's good as time expires. This has been a heavyweight fight. Buffalo's got the 21-20 lead over Tampa Bay at the break. ...231 yards of offense in the first half for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buffalo with 188 yards. And they've got the advantage at halftime, 21-20 over Tampa Bay. Bills interaction, 2 games behind New England in the AFC East. The Buccaneers a 1.5 lead over Carolina in the NFC South. Let's go down to Evan.
Coach, a lot happening right now. In this style of game, what are your priorities to your team and specifically your defense?
Well, we got to get the line of scrimmage calmed down here on defense and take advantage of some third downs.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Evan, end of the first half. The Bills in front of the Bucs by 1. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station. Let's take a look at the first half highlight presented by State Farm. Allen to Shavers on a scramble play for the score that got this stadium all pumped up. Allen lifted in the air, and the Buffalo Bills have the lead at the break over Tampa Bay. Getting ready for second half action. Ian Eagle, J.J. Watt, Evan Washburn down on the sideline. Fun one in the first half. 2 teams with very high expectations this year, trying to fight through it. This one has been highly entertaining.
Yeah, there's been stuff going on everywhere. We have interceptions, we have big kick returns, we have the run game explosive, pass game explosives. It's been all over the place, and sitting here at 21-20 at the half, it's lived up to all the hype. So very much looking forward to this second half.
For Tampa Bay, 136 yards on the ground, and that has not been a factor for Buffalo, a team that came in #1 in the NFL in rushing.
Yeah, you would have expected many more rushing yards out of the Bills with the way they've been rushing it today. Cook only has 10 yards. I would anticipate him being more involved in this second half and seeing that number rise significantly.
So Buffalo will have the football to start this second half. The Bills making a roster move this week, signing McCole Hardman, and that already paid off with a long return of 61 yards. Davis and Hardman are deep. And this is going to be Davis on the return for Buffalo. Davis accelerates through. And he's ridden down at the 44. Moments ago, Evan Washburn with Todd Bowles.
Hey, Coach, how do you best limit some of the big plays they're getting in the pass game?
Oh, we just got out of our zone on the first one. The second one, we just got to tackle and get off a block. I feel like we playing them good. He rechambered twice and got 2 plays on us, but we right there. We clean that up, we'll be fine.
What's working for you in the run game?
We're blocking them. We're blocking them. We're getting off the ball. Those guys took it as a challenge this week. We're getting off the ball. We just got to continue pounding.
Thanks.
Got it.
On a handoff to Cook. Tries to slither through, and he picks up a yard and a half. That's it, with Tyke Smith there to greet him. Quarterback comparison, Baker Mayfield finding ways to help this Tampa Bay offense. Allen had the big mistake early, but 3 total touchdowns for Allen, one of them on the ground.
Yeah, you look at the 2 turnovers and you think, oh man, we've only had 1 in all of our 6 wins this year, but that offense is finding it today with some of these long touchdowns.
And he's brought down as he hit the 15-yard line. That's a pickup of 7.
158 yards in the rush game, and they've been doing it all sorts of ways. They had a pony set, which means 2 running backs in the backfield, little quarterback run with Baker Mayfield on the zone read, keeping it himself, motions and pullers, all sorts of different ways that the Buccaneers have attacked this Bills defense in the run game. They saw the stats coming into this week. They knew that it was a liability, and they're taking advantage.
Here's where these 2 teams stand in their respective divisions. NFC South, Tampa Bay's leading the way. They're 6-3. They're 2-0 in division play. Carolina next at 5-5. Buffalo is looking up at New England. They're 6-3. The Patriots are now 9-2. The Bills have won 5 straight AFC East titles.
And watch Baker here. Literally still outside the 10-yard line, puts his arm up.
He knew it. Buccaneers leading at 26-21. Well, last year in the AFC, these are the teams that won their division. Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs. This is where they are right now. Buffalo would be the 6th seed. Ravens, Texans, and Chiefs currently would be out of the playoffs. That is one thing about the NFL, year in and year out. You see teams emerge that go from worst to first. You see teams that flash one year and then struggle the next.
What a graphic. Obviously a lot of football left, but still.
Back here in Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, 26-24. The Buccaneers on top of the Buffalo Bills. Now the turnover story this season in the 6 wins for Buffalo, just 1 turnover in the 3 losses, 8 turnovers. They have 3 today. 2 interceptions from Allen, and then the fumble by Hardman off the punt return. Matt Prater will kick it off after his 39-yard field goal. Cameron Johnson, Owen Wright are split to return it. This is going to be Owen Wright. Elevated from the practice squad. And he is dropped short of the 30-yard line. The Buffalo Bills partnered with Gatorade and Special Olympics New York to host the annual Flag Football Clinic for local unified athletes. There were special appearances by Bills players Javon Solomon, Reggie Gilliam, as well as Billy Buffalo on hand. The unified athletes participated in flag football drills and games to help develop their fundamental skills. This Bills team is revered here in this area. And Adam Shine.
Hi, and JJ. Jags just picked off Justin Herbert, and it set up this, another Travis Etienne score. It's 35-6. Jacksonville destroying the Chargers. NFL, the ultimate reality show. Back to you.
And then trampled down short of the 40. Josh Allen has accounted for 4 touchdowns today.
Yeah, you had the quarterback sneak early, the long pass to Shavers. He had the short pass, but the great blocking and run The wide receivers doing a lot of work clearing the way there. And then the last one we just saw to James Cook out of the backfield. Boy, looks like a completely different offense than what you saw last week in Miami.
Josh Allen will turn 30 in May. He has just tied Peyton Manning for most total touchdowns before hitting that 30-year mark.
So he's pretty good.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico. It feels good to Geico. Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. And by Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi.
Look at the AKG Art Museum, 6th oldest public art institution in the U.S. This has been a game of art for Sean Tucker. And look how close he was to going out of bounds. Well, today update, Adam Schein.
Ian, JJ, it's a Jameis Winston tush push. First touchdown as a Giant. The Giants take the lead over the Packers, 20-19. 5 minutes to go. Back to you.
37-32, the Bills in front with that touchdown from Josh Allen. He is now one behind Cam Newton for most career rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in the regular season. Jalen Hurts has 60. If you combine it with postseason games, Allen's number one, but the regular season numbers, of course, Allen is on his way to taking that top spot. Here in the fourth. How do we get here? Baker Mayfield, big part of this Buccaneers confidence and swagger. The day that Tucker has put together for the Buccaneers out of nowhere, just in terms of full production, not just flashes. 104 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, another one through the air. In any circumstance. So now Josh Allen has tied Cam Newton most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback all time in the regular season, 75. Look, you point blank asked Sean McDermott and Josh Allen about the pressure that comes with being one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl and that window of opportunity that they get. They're well aware of it.
Yes, they are well aware of what's happened in recent years. They're well aware of where they stand in the AFC and how close they've gotten without that breakthrough. And they know that father time is an aspect in all of this, no matter how long that may be. And it may be a very, very long time. But there's no doubt that that pressure mounts up. And they knew they had to respond this week after a very disappointing loss in Miami. And that offense specifically in Miami today has answered the bell. I mean, 44 points. A lot of points.
Sean McDermott said, look, it's a game-to-game process. Not to say it's a cliche, you take every game one game at a time. That is true, but it's also when you try to laser focus in on what you need to do week in and week out, as opposed to the overwhelming feeling of being a Super Bowl favorite and trying to get over the hump like this franchise has done over the last 6 years.
Yeah, it's a very easy thing from the outside world to say, well, aren't you focused every single week? Yeah, but it is a very long season. It's a very arduous season. Every day is a new day.
Let's get an NFL Today update with Adam Schein.
Ian, JJ, the Bears do it again in the fourth quarter. Cairo Santos, 48 yards for the win in Minnesota. 19-17 Bears, who are 7-3. Back to you.
Ben Johnson has got a little something cooking in the Windy City.
He certainly does.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon, the best 5G network. There's only one best. And by Wingstop. Bring the flavor. Order at wingstop.com.
Stay tuned. NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, all the latest NFL scores and highlights. So on a day where Tampa Bay was going toe-to-toe with the Bills offensively, Buffalo gaining the upper hand in the fourth quarter. And Josh Allen with just a prolific day. Let's get an NFL Today update with Adam Shine.
Iron, JJ, Matthew writes the right stuff. 35-yard game-winning field goal for the Texans, who have the Bills coming up on Thursday night. Back to you.
Well, Houston's got a little something going. It was a tight one against Tennessee, but a win is a win.
Boy, some battle that's going to be with this Bills offense, that Texans defense. Thursday night, the Bills have to go on the road, which is never easy to do on a short week, but really looking forward to seeing that one.
Coming up next, you can count on a must-see matchup at Mile High. Can Kansas City climb back into the AFC West race, or will Denver assert its dominance? You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Meanwhile, Baker Mayfield is done. His backup Teddy Bridgewater will check in for the final 38 seconds. They will wave the white flag here and fall to 6-4 on the season. Bills will improve to 7-3. Buffalo calls a timeout.
Second charge, timeout of the half. Buffalo. It would be 30 seconds.
He looks like he didn't know he was not going to be taking the snap.
So he's gone from a helmet to a hat.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those guys that's like, no, I ride it out till the end.
Yeah.
I'm the captain of the ship. I go down with the ship. If it's a loss, I take the knee. That's why guys love him.
Yeah, we talked to him about the athletes that he's looked up to, Kobe Bryant and Mike Tyson, Tiger Woods, Brett Favre, just the way they competed. Now we know that Baker Mayfield is going to compete at a very high level the rest of the way. Today was Josh Allen and the Bills' day. 44-32. Buffalo bounces back against the Buccaneers. Allen and Mayfield had an embrace, a long conversation between McDermott and Bowles. Buffalo started the season 4-0. They then dropped 3 of 5, but they get the win here this afternoon, trying to keep pace with New England in the AFC East. Tampa Bay now 6-4 on the season, still leading the NFC South. (44-32) the final score. The Bills defeat the Buccaneers in a shootout. Coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader. Most of you will see the Chiefs taking on the Broncos, while the rest will watch the Browns battle the Baltimore Ravens. What a day for Josh Allen. 317 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 3 on the ground, 6 touchdowns on the day. For J.J. Watt, Evan Washburn, Gene Steratore, the rest of our NFL on CBS crew, Ian Eagle saying so long from Orchard Park, where the Bills win it over the Bucs. The NFL on CBS continues right after this.